Gen friends, let's start the newspaper reading of 31st May 2024. Now we have The Hindu, and the first news of The Hindu is about the campaigning season ends, last lap to decide 57 seats. That, like, the election is going on in India, and this is the last phase, that is the seventh phase. As of now, the election of sixth phase has been concluded, and the voting percentage of all over the India is more than 60%. And in this election phase there are several questions and several, like, challenges we face in conducting the elections. Like, the election commission has come across the new challenges in the form of technology and the deepfake, or the post election violence in the Sandesh Khali in West Bengal or in Andhra Pradesh. And my question is for you is, what is the voting percentage in your constituency, and whom you vote, and what are your criteria while voting? Is this the public transport and road safety, or cleanness, or is the foreign policy and the India's road and infrastructure or green environment in the upcoming years? Move on to the next news is about the our former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. He talked about he wrote a letter to the PM about the speech and the statement that given by the president, given by the Prime Minister of India during the election campaign. Move on to the next news. It is about the monsoon set in over Kerala and Northeast. I have a again question for you, that which is the like maximum rainfall is so receive in India from the which stream of monsoon, like from the Bay of Bengal monsoon or from the Arabian Sea monsoon. And this is the image about the on the eve of World Tobacco Day. Tobacco Day and World Tobacco Day, installations of giant cigarettes hanging from a tree is seen outside the premise of a hospital in Mumbai on Thursday. The campaigning is to shed light on impact of tobacco consumption. Friend, tobacco consumption is emerged as one of the biggest challenge for the Health Authority of India. Often we see people consume tobacco and the cigarette, and they just like the worst part about this, that this is the portray into the culture as an, like, a strong image or attached with the masculine gender. And due to this, the health ministry are facing millions of dollars loss to tackle the situations arise due to health challenges in the public. Friend, another news is about another constructive news is about the startup Agnikul launch world first rocket with fully 3D printed engine. This this is the news that is, like, welcoming in the field of defense. And as India's defense export is increasing from the 2014 to the more than 400 time, and this is another boost in the modernization of defense of Indian forces. Let's deep down in this news, and this news is talk about the recent and the first of its own kind rocket launch due to launch of semi cryogenic engine, and with the 3D printing from the 3D printers. And it is one of its own kind in the world, and it make the rocket aspect of India in another dimension. And this rocket is made by a startup company of Agnikul Cosmos Private Limited, and the actual name for this is the Agniban Sub Orbital Technology Demonstrator. And this for this launching, the our PM also praised this effort of this startup. And with this startup, we have hope that the modernization of defense can be possible with the allowing of the startup in the field of defense that lead to the this kind of result. And with that, India has become the first country to have such. Friend, another news is about the 16 army men booked for attacking police stations, beating up personnel in Kupwara. There is a event witnessing in the Jammu and Kashmir between the army and the police, the confrontation being going on, and in which 16 army personnel has been booked. And later on, the authorities of Indian Army has still not comment it on that matter, and police has booked 16 army personnel. Friend, this news is about the Haryana not releasing Delhi's share of water will move up export. We as we know that the problem of water crisis and water management in Delhi is going on by the passage of time, and this problem arises due to the increasing in temperature. And apart from temperature, Delhi has the dependability on water from the Haryana, and in that way the water management and crises are not handled properly, and this blame game is start and the conflict between interstate. Friend, this interstate rivalry are result into the lack of proper functioning among the state. In India, there is this serious issue in the political level of interstate conflict, like the uh, Punjab Haryana conflict of Yamuna Satluj link canal, and the in southern there is a conflict between the Tamil Nadu and the Kerala regarding the water resource. Recent protests of farmers over the dam, and to resolve this kind of issue, there is a strong interventions and the proper resource distribution and management of higher uh, court and like the higher ministry of our country. Friend, the level of heat is so much extent and increase that the in the zoo the zoo animals are have to give a bath of ice and the water spray. Another news is about the strong westerly wind to trigger widespread rainfall across the Kerala, and the arrival of monsoon is on first considered as on 1st June to the 1st June. And as we know that India is heavily depend upon the monsoon, our agriculture and our farmer are mostly monsoon based. All the kharif crops are like receive their water from the monsoon. And my question is for all of you is that tell me one kharif crop which is like prevalent in your area, or you should like you have understanding about one or two three crop that you like to share in with us. This is the news about the Indian state Telangana. Jai Jai Telangana approved as the state song. No decision yet on emblem. As Telangana is the newly formed state of India, and it formed on 2nd June 2014, and thereafter it is the second chief minister of Telangana who work upon creating state song and anthem and state identities. Today, the article talk about the middle class role in the election and the Modi factor. How the Prime Minister Modi has strong influence over the middle class and the requirement of middle class in term of peace and the employment and their status quo. This is the article that deal about the topic and the concern of middle class. This article is talk about the New Delhi experience of high heat cannot be pinned on climate change because it has like working on the faulty use of uh, measurement and the like anomaly in the regulating device. Another article is about the demonstrating demonizing protest. Umar Khalid's right to protest should not be seen as incitement of riot. In the Delhi riot of 2020, Umar Khalid has been one of prime suspect, and in that suspect he has been booked under the UAPA, and in that UAPA clause he has been in jail for more than years, and now the lawyers of Umar Khalid seek bail for him, and many times the higher court has reject the plea and make plea in pending list in due to have like intentionally, and they just now reliable on lower court, and now this question of Umar Khalid right to protest has been versus the national security arises. This is the good article to be read, and India and managed care promise. It talk about the health of India and health insurance, how health insurance play active role, and the report of Niti Aayog. This is the very good article, and it can be asked in the in upcoming exam of AC, UPSC AC, and in any lecture or SSB topic, that does the model code of conduct need legal teeth, and it give us the deep understanding about the model code of conduct. It is a practice and the set of guidelines that was started to keep the fair and the fair election by the election commission in India, and there are certain guidelines regarding the model code of conduct. It soon launch as the date of election launch, and then it will ended when the election ended. And in this model code of conduct there are some anomalies, and there are some point which should be more strengthened. Although the power of model code of conduct is derived from article 324 of election commission, and which give election commissions enormous power during the election period to conduct fair and free election. But the concept of now the model code of conduct was formed a few years ago. Now the dynamic has changed, and the use of AI, social media, and the deepfake has come into the picture, which need regulations and the follow the rule and guidelines of model code of conduct. I like to have your views. What do you think? Should the code of conduct be needed some legal teeth, or what should be the amendment you like to do in the model code of conduct, and what kind of your experience during the this model code of conduct? This is the very important section to be read, because it talk about the of health of India's and the impact of tobacco epidemic in India, and it talk about the indirect advertisement of tobacco and the celebrity ads that gain momentum in the past few events, especially in cricket events. Like some of the renowned cricketers you are doing the ad, and that why the revenue is generating. And let's talk about the huge like the impact of tobacco on different age group. Now collectively seeing the tobacco use in India is going down, except the women of age group of 15 to who's above the 15 are from 2015 to 16, and now 2019 to 21. According to National Family and Health Survey, the use of tobacco has increased. And it also talk about how we can reduce the tobacco use in our country, and the amount that we have faced and in bearing loss due to the excessive use of tobacco. Because tobacco as a crop grown take too much of water, too much of resources and fertilizer, and it is not only good as per the circumstances and the parameter of soil nutrition. It consumes too much nutrition from the soil. And in this article it talk about how we can help the farmer to switch on to the next and another crop which has more productivity and economic benefit to the farmers, and it is a sustainable way to switch and to curb the demand of and production of tobacco in India. Is also focus on how the e-cigarette and the new version of smokeless tobacco is growing on, and it is like how we can cope. You, in my opinion, you can read this article. It's very like have depth of information and good understanding about health. In this news, Indian Foreign Ministry has given its stand on Rafah, and it clear that the killing of innocent people in Rafah is like heartbreaking, and they just uh, have stand with the peace and solidarity of the people who lost their life in this Rafah attack. This like this is the news about which is truly inspirational for the people and for the women of India, as Indian peacekeepers gets UN award on gender advocacy. Major Radhika Sen, an Indian peacekeepers deployed in Congo, was awarded the UN military gender advocate of the year award for 2023 for her work supporting in conflict affected communities. The award was presented to her by UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres on Thursday. Major Sen served in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo from March 2023 to April 2024 as a commander of the engagement platoon for the Indian Rapid Deployment Battalion. She led a team of 20 women and 10 male soldiers. Mr. Guterres praised the work of her and keep praise her on various platforms. This is like again Sandeskali, a region, a constituency in West Bengal that has gained the eyes of all the countrymen regarding their criminal activities that going on the behalf of TMC leaders. And now the both the party in election 2024 wants to occupy that seat for their maintaining their political hold. Mr. Modi addressed 206 public events during the long run campaign. He is like very much uh, good with the time management and the event management of the things, and that the thing that being an student I like to have from him. He is just being in that age manage the things in a very well and integrated way. Like move on to the next news. SC refused protection to interfaith couple to marry under the Special Marriage Act. And there are some news from the economic and business. RBI's income rises 17% to 2.7 lakh crore. Spending fell 56%. And the pharma export to log $30 billion in the financial year 25. From the medical startups, Apollo Hospital quarter 4 profit surged to 76% to the 250 crore. Mathut Finance quarter 4 net up 17 to 1,182 crores. Now ratio of women in leadership role stagnant in India. Friend, in higher decision making authority in corporate world, the participations of women is very less, and as keeping the woman empowerment high, we need the women in the corporate world too. there is only 30% percent involvement of women in higher decision making, and after the COVID-19 pandemic that also decreased. In that way we just not do justice with the women empowerment and their participations. And that why this is happening due to like the gender stereotype or their like patriarchal society or some of the biased decisions and belief system against the women. Another news is about global AI. Global AI chief revenue will grow 33% in 2024, Gartner. It means the AI is going to be very relevant in upcoming year. This news is about the Sri Lanka seek release of its ex-soldiers in Russia and Ukraine, and the soldiers has been like trafficked from the country to fighting from both sides, and it happened due to like having the extremely low and volatile situation in Sri Lanka during the past 2 years. And now, next news is from Spanish Parliament give green light to the amnesty bill for Catalans. And next news is about the Cambodia to begin work on controversial canal in August PM. This is a very like news that is impact the interest of India. Cambodia will start work on 1.7 billion canal link the capital Phnom Penh to the sea in August. Prime Minister Huyen Minant said on Thursday, Chinese-backed Funtech Funan Tech Canal has sparked fears in neighboring Vietnam that it could be used by China's warship and reduce the Cambodia's dependency on their port. Now the influence of China in Asian countries is increasing, and Cambodia is the same country where our our citizen has been evacuated due to their involvement in the nexus, and they just force labor over there, and now they come back. And this is one factor that the in Cambodia the involvement of such agencies are improving, especially China, and that impact our East Est policy and their our neighbor first policy. Four Pakistani killed, two injured as Iranian border guard opened fire. This is the recent development from the border of Pakistan and Iran. Now Iran is in aggressive mode and like launching the attack on the people and the country which come in their way. As as 14 democracy activists confessed in Hong Kong national security case. The campaign included former lawmakers and were found guilty of conspiracy to commit subversion in the biggest national security case. They could face up in prison when this card or two or more accused were acquitted. Friend, recently the China has take forceful invasion of Hong Kong in them, as the Hong Kong was the given on to lease to the China for 99 years. Now they just forcefully uh, integrate the Hong Kong in their own country, and they just want to repeat the same thing with the Taiwan, as keeping one China principle at utmost priority and their expansive power across the world. Now, the another news is about the China's growing influence to discuss China's President Xi Jinping call for conference to discuss the crisis in West Asia. And in that initiative, China wants to portray himself as a global leader to make consensus and peace among the countries. If the China is successfully make so, it will be a huge success to the Chinese diplomacy and increase China's soft power as well as strong power in the Middle East. And after doing so, it is give a strong boost to the China to their BRI project and their supply, ensure their good supply of oil and natural gas to the China. That's from my side. See you soon. Jain.